What's up, YouTube? This video is going to be a little bit different. This video is going to be basically I'm going to be talking over a game I did against the Darius in Master Tier. It's Xin Zhao top versus Darius. It's a pretty standard matchup I play against quite often, but it's also one that my fellow Xin top mains they tend to struggle with. They think that Darius wins. They think that Darius will just destroy Xin at every stage of the game, and they always take phase rush against him for some reason. I've seen quite a lot of people take phase rush. But if you take phase rush, that completely removes your chance of actually beating Darius. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking over some of the gameplay here and explaining what I'm doing against Darius and why Xin Zhao is Darius's biggest fucking counter in terms of melee, because it's such an easy matchup. So yeah, let's get into the game. So first things first, getting into the game, we buy D-Ring. D-Ring on Xin. It gets a lot of my teammates tilted when I buy D-Ring, but it's actually really good on Xin. It scales insanely well with his W, and it scales extremely well with his passive. And his W does insane damage early game. So yeah, that's why we go D-Ring. It helps with sustain a lot as well if he pokes me a little bit, or not pokes me, but if he goes in for little all-ins or short trades, I'm able to heal a lot back, so it's quite nice. And Darius is really oppressive early game anyway, so you want to be taking D-Ring for that. It's really good against champs that can trade with you but don't have like... It's good against champions that allow you to touch the wave. So like, let's say if you're against someone like Kennen or Vayne, you want to take Door and Shield, or if you're against someone that has a lot of poke, you want to take Door and Shield. But into champs that let you touch the wave, it's really good because you need to touch the wave to get the healing off on your passive. So yeah, and obviously in the Darius matchup, melee versus melee, he doesn't really have many poke. He just has short trades and all-ins, so D-Ring is really good. But yeah, and in terms of the runes will be on the screen now. I always take PTA in top lane nowadays. I think PTA is just so much better than Conqueror. I take Conqueror into some matchups, but that's for another video, I suppose. But yeah, we take PTA. PTA is OP as fuck. 3-hit passive is just broken. It does insane damage. And yeah, that's pretty much the runes. Level 1 Darius, obviously he's really menacing. We don't actually know what skill he took yet, so we are just relaxing. If he takes W, then we can trade with him, but if he takes Q, it's a bit scary, so we kind of want to chill. So obviously again, we still don't know what skill he's taken. Oh, there we go. He's taking W now, which means just a free trade really. The W damage is insane. It's impossible to miss in melee range as well. And the thing with Darius players a lot of the time is they don't understand that obviously we have our E, and our E can dodge his Q really well. It's a perfect ability to dodge the Q, and as you can see just there, it makes the matchup so free because they assume, okay, I'm just going to get a quick Q to heal, get some stacks on him maybe, and get some damage off. But if you dodge that Q, he wastes so much time because the animation of Q is so long. So if you dodge the Q and then just start all in him, it's just insane damage, especially with PTA. PTA does a 3-hit passive, and then you deal 8% bonus damage for the rest of combat. That is absurd. That is so broken. I don't know why people don't use it more. It's so fast to proc. It's just 3 hits and it's procced. Conqueror takes so much longer to proc, and the damage you gain isn't even that much. And the healing is kind of negligible early game. So he just uses Q to get a minion, and instantly you can go in because he's level 2. He's got no pull. He just blunders there. Obviously, we do miss Sakana, but the trade is really good. So I'm gonna say worth. I do fuck up a lot in this game with CS. For some reason, I just miss like every single minion. But we're talking about the matchup here, not the CS. So now that he's level 3, obviously that means he's got his hook now, so we do need to be careful. So in this situation, we're 1-0, we have an insane item advantage now. I believe we're backing by Xin. And with the wave state, because the wave state is where it's at right now, what that does is that will enable a slow push into us. And with the slow push, we can now freeze on him because we have the insane advantage. And obviously because Darius is a strictly melee character, who we do actually beat early game, we're able to freeze on him. And if he walks up, we start trading on him, etc, etc. And it's important to understand that you can actually hold the wave because you have Doran's Ring. Every third hit heals you like 46, 50 HP. I'm healing every third auto. That is fucking insane. So you can actually tank minions for a little bit if you want to. And you can just heal up when you auto them. So it's really good. Obviously, don't tank too much. So again, he Qs, big blunder. I can just do a free trade. And because I knock him up and walk away, he can't actually pull me. He pulled me he pulled a little bit late there. I feel like he could have actually grabbed me, but you'll notice a little bit later when we buy Phage, you're actually able to do a full combo on him, knock him up and run away before he can pull. So it's important to keep an eye on their boots, because if Darius buys boots, you have to buy boots, otherwise you can't do that tactic. So in this situation, yeah, we're just going to sit here and hold it for as long as possible. Pretty standard freezing in top lane. Darius obviously usually beats his early game, his laners early, but Xin Zhao, he doesn't actually win, and again, that's something that a lot of people don't understand. So you can actually just sit here, freeze, because if he tries to go in, if he tries to Q, you'll just E in immediately, so he can't get the heal, and he's wasted animation. It's so free. I should be pinging SS here. I should be letting the team know that Darius is missing, but I don't, and I grief the team a little bit. I believe I start shoving because my team wants to do grubs. I've got the minimap covered on, but okay, yeah. So Darius is mid, so it's not that we want to do grubs just because he's missing for so long. Again, I didn't ping missing for about 2 minutes. That's fucking horrible. And he gets a kill. I should have already pinged there, but it's making my game really good. And then everyone's off the map right now, but I'm going for a proxy because, yeah. I actually played against this Darius last game on Aatrox, which is a very bad Xin Zhao matchup. And I did beat him, so he goes Darius this game. The exact same guy. And the poor guy, I completely slam him. They're pre-made, him and the jungler. He likes to gank me quite a bit, this Gwen. Last game he did it quite a lot as well. But a little TP out there. He's got 26 CS. You know, classic BM in all chat. Not necessary, but it is highly effective. And Darius level 6 is quite scary for Xin, because the thing with Xin is he's really strong pre-6. So the champions that beat him pre-6 are big counters to Xin, really. And it's also important to understand that obviously Darius is level 6 is really strong. So it's really hard to play the game when he's level 6. So you do want to do good trades. You want to do good trades against him where it's not an all-in, it's just short trades, and slowly I'll trickle him down. I'm talking to this guy's a fellow Xin top player. I talked to him about the cinematic. He hadn't actually seen the cinematic, which if you haven't seen the cinematic, get on the cinematic. It's amazing. Xin Zhao's the main character. He's the GOAT. Again, doing the exact same thing. We want to look for a freeze, right? So we push the wave in, and now because it's such a fat wave, this his wave is going to be stalled, and then it's going to slow push into mine. That's sort of what we want to do. I should really be poking him a lot more with my W, but because I'm DMing a friend and being irresponsible, I'm not actually doing that. But either way, now I'll look to slow push it. But you want to be careful, because when you're trading against the Darius, or when you're trading against an enemy in general, I used all my kit to poke him, and now I'm just pushing the wave. But you see how he's just trying to Q me and he just can't. And obviously the reason for that is because my E is just so broken. Like it's such a shit ability, but it's so broken against champs like Darius because you can just dodge it perfectly. and you can just spam it over and over again. He probably thinks it's the worst matchup for Darius now because I'm bullying him so hard. He can't really walk up for CS here. If he wants to get CS, he'll have to use his W for the increased range, or use his Q, which obviously, if he uses his Q, I can just get some free poke on him. The wave's in a bad spot for me here, so even though it's kind of freezing for him, I'm just going to push it. I have full control over the wave still, so I can't just shove it. So I think what I'll do, yeah, I'll look to shove. Maybe get a reset in here. So he's got Ninja Tabby. So because he's got Ninja Tabby, I have to buy boots. I am extremely ahead. So maybe if he does catch me, it's not a big deal. But I am extremely ahead. So I can just go for trades with him if I wanted to. But Phage is really important. Or boots for when I trade, so I can actually get the knock up and then run. Okay, for some reason I'm not recalling. I could have recalled there. It would have been a fine time to recall. It's a cannon wave. You can't shove it that fast enough. That fast, sorry. So. I should have really reset for a Phage. But again, you see he Qs. I get some free poke on him. I'm hard shoving because my team want grubs. Gwen is so OP this patch. This was pre-Gwen nerf. So everyone's playing her. I do die here, and Darius does have kills. Like, Darius has 2 kills, but, I mean, the CS gap is massive. He's got 59 CS, I've got 96. That is unbelievable. So, it doesn't really matter that he's got kills. I'm probably up XP advantage as well, so, that's really good. Pick up boots, cloth armor, buy the Darius. And now, because I have Triforce and boots, that will give me roughly the same, if not a little bit more, move speed than Ninja Tabby. So now what I can actually do is do the 3rd hit, knock up, and then run, and then he doesn't have time to E me. You'll see what I mean a little bit later. And another tip on Xin, this is just a general tip on Xin, is when you use your W on a target, always delay the E for as long as possible to keep the mark on the enemy. So when you do dash onto them and you use your Qs, that will reduce your W cooldown, like to the maximum it can be reduced, because the mark stays on the enemy for about 3 seconds. So if you mark them and then hold your E, dash, and then your W cooldown should have trickled down just a little bit, and then if you use your Q, obviously, your W cooldown should come back off. You'll see it in a moment here. I'm pretty sure I do it on Darius a little bit later. So I W here. I'm holding the mark. You see my W cooldown is going down, and then I knock him up. I could go for a W here, but the reason why I don't is because I don't want Darius to pull me. So I just walk away. But in other matchups, or if I'm alling in, that'll be a really good thing to do, where I W, wait a little bit, engage, do my 3 hits, and then W immediately again because I waited. My team does hard stomp. This game is a very easy game for my team. But the point is, I want to teach you guys how to play against Darius instead of, as opposed to focusing on the actual game. What I'm doing here is bad as well. You shouldn't really just be running through the CS to try and trade with him a little bit. But here is fine because my Bard, I see Bard topside. So Bard, by the looks of things, wants to look for a gank. Maybe this won't happen in most elos, but the higher up you get, you'll get support players that actually know what they're doing. And they actually will move to do a nice dive. So I wanted to set up the die for Bard, and so he comes perfectly, and he just gives me a free kill basically. So, but the key takeaway so far is to focus on the early levels against Darius. You really need to have good early levels, because that is when Xin really shines, and that can be applied to almost every matchup with Xin, where early levels matter a lot, except from except from ranged matchups. Then it's a little bit different, because you can go a little bit late game, a little bit of a late game scaling build with Xin, Muramana, all that good stuff. But again, if people are actually interested in learning Xin top and learning build paths and matchups, then I'll look into it. But I think the market for Xin top players is pretty low. Not many people are actually interested in Xin top, and to be honest, not many people are interested in Xin in general, which I think is bonkers, because this character is so goated. He's mid-40s, by the way, and he looks mid-20s. He's got a 6 spear, and he's born in Ionia, and he's been to Noxus as a fighter, and now he's in Demacia. He's Mr. Worldwide, and he looks super young, and he uses a 6 spear. This guy's cool as fuck. So against Rise here, what I'm doing is I'm actually like running in the direction he wants to run. And I'm sure a lot of people understand this, but it's really important that you do this, because what that does is that blocks the enemy. And it also gives you the advantage where when they run past you, you get plenty of free autos. So it's really important that you do run in the direction the enemy's running if you have more move speed, because you don't want to just be chasing them and following them with autos. That's really bad. So that's a general tip for everyone. That's not a Xin specific thing. But when you play melee characters, always be doing that. Always be blocking the enemy's exit or running in the direction where the enemy wants to run. That way it's much better. But at this point, really, the game is pretty much done. I'm giga fed. My CS is phenomenal, even though I missed like every single fucking CS early game. I gave up so much CS for doing for trading, which is bad. So you don't want to be doing that. This spot here is a very common spot I like to play, where when I'm in side lane and I'm against a character that I know I can duel, I just wait either on the right side or on the left side, and after they clear this wave, I'm not joking, 70% of the time, if not more, they walk up to go for Krugs, or they walk up to roam, and it's so free. It's so free. Definitely start doing that if you guys don't do that already. You need to abuse the Fog of War, because it is astronomically broken, especially when you're playing a character like Xin. It's also important to understand that, obviously, when Darius gets Stride Breaker, he can glue onto you a lot more, but you actually do win still. You just need to be careful of his ultimate, of course, because Stride Breaker, and like with Ravenous, I feel like they're terrible dueling items. I've had terrible experience with both of those items in dueling, and Triforce gives just so much more. So you do have to play it to your strengths, though. For example, should I fight Darius? Yes, I'm an item ahead, but I will fight it in a way where I'm trading short. I'm doing short trades, and then I'll slowly kill him, because his ultimate is so strong in 1v1s. So that is still important, but again, you can still definitely beat him, and you can beat him in every stage of the game, Darius, as Xin. This also isn't the build that you always need to go on Xin. I like Triforce. I think Triforce is core. But Black Cleaver second isn't always the build. I have been experimenting with Black Cleaver second, because I think it's such a strong item. But you can go Shojin second. I think is great. A lot of Xin players have different builds ideas. A lot of them go Eclipse into Sundara. I think that's terrible. I think Eclipse is a bad item on Xin. I have been building it a little bit recently. In mid lane when I play mid lane, but I don't build it top. I think Xin wants HP. I think all of his items ideally want HP. You can get Eclipse if you want, but I think he wants HP because his passive scales of HP as well, so it's really nice. And yeah, I think he needs HP. But you can go Shojin second here, like I said, instead of Black Cleaver. I think Shojin would have been better here, but I just wanted to go Black Cleaver to try it out and see how it feels, and it feels amazing. I think Black Cleaver is an incredible item on Xin. But yeah, at this point in the game, I'm just doing my job, pushing the side lanes while my team win. My team win 45 anyway, and 44. But yeah, I guess that's an FF. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how you beat Darius. You want to obviously look for freezes against Darius. You want to look for early trades with W. If you do trade with him level 1, you want to take W first if he takes W, but if he takes Q, you can take E if you want to, or you can just dodge the Q because sometimes he Qs the minions. So that's really important. Also, when you do beat him in the early game, in the early levels, because most Darius will go for that early trade. When you beat him, you can actually go for the freeze in the wave. If he buys boots, you want to buy boots to counter that, so you can do the knock up and then run away tech. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just also be careful of his level 6. His level 6 is really strong against you, so you try and abuse him in the early levels. And yeah, that's it really. This is kind of a casual guide really on how to beat Darius. I don't really want to make it too serious and whatnot, but I hope it taught you something. Any Xin top players out there, you know, the one Xin top player that's watching this right now, potentially, I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you have learned something from this video. But yeah, takeaway: Xin hard slams Darius. It's piss easy for Xin to win. Just make sure you actually go the aggressive runes, don't go phase rush. It's terrible on Xin. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.